You might not want to admit it openly, but the thought has surely passed through your mind at some point. That quiet unease, the subtle tension, the inner voice asking, is it wrong if she's far younger than me? Or am I foolish if she's older? Men rarely confess this directly. They hide it in humor, in silence, because the world has conditioned them to believe judgment is inevitable either way. Yet here's something most won't dare to speak aloud. Attraction doesn't bend to rules. It doesn't care about the numbers written on a birth certificate. It responds instead to biology, to psychology, to silent dynamics that most men never fully grasp. And this is why I need you to listen closely, because what you've been told about age gaps in relationships is just the surface, not the depth. Consider this. Why is it that a younger woman can make a man feel alive again, dragging him into a storm of energy and possibility? Why is it that an older woman can make a man feel understood, guided, and deeply seen in ways a woman his own age may never manage? It's because age isn't only about years, it's about vitality, influence, and the exchange of value. Society mocks the older man who chooses a younger woman, calling him insecure. Yet the same society applauds when an older woman chooses a younger man, calling her empowered. Why the double standard? Because the truth unsettles people. Because the power balance in male and female attraction makes them uncomfortable. If you've ever felt drawn to someone outside the acceptable range, you've felt something primal. It's not about acceptance. It's about instincts, psychology, and the cravings of your soul at a particular stage in life. Men grow into power. Women grow into wisdom. And when those two forces collide, sparks ignite, but dangers rise too. Because not all age gap relationships are born from pure desire. Some grow from insecurity, manipulation, or hidden wounds that neither partner sees until later. That's why you need to hear this truth, not from someone here to shame you, but from someone who wants to awaken you. Ask yourself, what if everything you thought about love and age differences has been filtered through lies, carefully designed to keep you blind to your true nature? There's a reason men have sought younger women throughout history. It isn't simply shallowness. It's biology speaking through your blood, whether you accept it or not. Younger women radiate fertility, vitality, potential. They embody the future, creation, the chance to build something lasting, to pass on a piece of yourself. That pull isn't weakness, it's by design. But society has turned that truth into a weapon, shaming men for desiring what evolution built them to desire. You're told it's creepy, wrong, predatory. But look closer. The very same voices that shame men also cheer when women leverage their youth for beauty, influence, or attention. Doesn't that show you the double standard? Still, here's what most men miss. Just because youth attracts you doesn't mean you should pursue it blindly. Because youth also carries immaturity, lack of experience, and a set of values that may not align with yours. A younger woman might admire your stability, your guidance, your resources, but admiration is not love. Sometimes it's dependency dressed up as desire. And if you fail to see it, you risk confusing need with devotion, lust with loyalty. Now, let's look at the opposite. Older women bring something men often underestimate: wisdom born through experience. When a man is with an older woman, he's drawn to her grounding presence, her calm, her nurturing without games, her emotional clarity. She has lived, she has endured, and she knows how to steady a man's chaos. But here too lies a shadow. If she hasn't healed her own wounds, she may project disappointment onto you. She may mold you, control you, or see you as a substitute for what life denied her. Age gaps intensify imbalances. Whether she's younger or older, you must always ask yourself, is this built on true connection or on one person providing what the other lacks? If it's the latter, it will eventually break. Admiration turns sour. Nurturing turns to control. The age difference itself isn't the problem. The problem is ignoring the dynamics it creates. Let's strip it down. Age gap relationships aren't only about love, they're about exchange. Both partners bring something and both expect something in return. The younger woman often brings beauty, freshness, excitement. The older man often brings stability, protection, wisdom, and resources. On the flip side, an older woman may give nurturing, perspective, connections, while the younger man brings vitality, hunger, ambition. At first, these exchanges feel magnetic, but if you don't recognize what's happening, they can turn toxic. Why? Because when the thing being exchanged loses value, the bond weakens. The older man may realize beauty alone isn't enough if there's no depth or loyalty. The younger woman may grow restless, feeling confined, as if her partner were more of a father than a lover. The older woman may resent her younger man's lack of direction. The younger man may grow tired of being burdened with wounds he never caused. And so the difficult question arises: do you want her for who she truly is, or for what she provides? And does she want you, or what being with you gives her? These are the questions most men avoid, but without them, you're walking blindfolded into danger. Men often mistake the rush of an age gap relationship for love. But infatuation isn't love, it's a reflection of your unmet needs. A younger woman may reflect your hunger to feel youthful, powerful, desired. An older woman may reflect your craving for nurturing, for safety, for a steady anchor. But once that mirror shatters, once reality shows itself, you're left facing not just her, but yourself. And this is the moment most men never prepare for. They chase the high, ignore the warnings, and when it collapses, they're shocked by the pain. Yet the truth was always there. They simply refused to see it. Think about the reactions you've seen. When others notice a clear age gap, they rarely stay silent. Friends, family, strangers, they whisper, they judge, they label. If you're older with a younger woman, you're called insecure, controlling, desperate for youth. If you're younger with an older woman, you're branded weak, lost, or a boy searching for a mother. Rarely does society applaud. They either mock it or romanticize it, but almost never speak the truth. And the truth is this: most people don't actually care about your happiness. They only want to preserve their idea of what's normal. But ask yourself, why should their approval define your bond? If you live for their opinions, you'll never have the courage to live authentically. Age gap relationships demand more strength than most men realize. You're not only navigating internal dynamics of desire, power, and expectation, you're also battling external judgment. That pressure either crushes the bond or hardens it into something unshakable. And the difference depends on one thing: clarity. Clarity about what you want. Clarity about why you're there. Clarity about what she offers beyond her age. Without clarity, doubt creeps in, fueled by the voices of others. But with clarity, the noise fades. Their whispers lose power. Their laughter no longer matters. Because you know your reasons are grounded in truth, not in weakness. The irony is this: the same people who laugh at you often envy you. They sneer at your younger woman's beauty because it reminds them of what they've lost. They mock your older woman's wisdom because it highlights their own emptiness. Their ridicule is projection. And if you don't see that, you may start to believe their lies. Here's reality: every relationship is judged. Age gaps just make the volume louder. But judgment has power only if you give it permission. The true test is not whether others approve. It's whether you can stand firm in your choice without drowning in shame or doubt. That's how you know whether your bond is real or just an illusion born of fear. Many men convince themselves they're in control in age gap relationships. I'm older, more experienced. I hold the power. Or I'm younger, full of energy, she needs me. But the truth most men don't want to hear is this: you're never as in control as you think. Behind every attraction lies a hidden wound, a gap you're unconsciously trying to fill. If you don't uncover it, she will, intentionally or not, and she'll shape the relationship around it. With a younger woman, that wound may be the fear of aging, the dread of losing relevance, the craving to feel alive again. She senses it, even when unspoken. She notices how your eyes light up in her presence, how her laughter drags you back into a world you thought was gone. And if she chooses, she can use that to keep you hooked, not with love, but with the addictive illusion of youth. With an older woman, the wound may be the desire for nurturing, guidance, or comfort. She becomes your anchor. But if she hasn't faced her insecurities, she can twist that role into control. Her care becomes law. Her wisdom becomes domination. And slowly, dependency grows. Dependency destroys masculine strength. You stop leading with clarity. Instead, you cling out of fear of losing her beauty, her stability, or simply of being alone. Understand this: real love is a choice, not a crutch. If your bond is built on filling wounds, it won't last. And when it ends, it leaves you not just broken, but emptier than before. And then there is time. Time is the one thing neither man nor woman can escape. In age gap relationships, time isn't neutral. It is the silent third partner, shaping everything. With someone younger, time first feels like a gift. She pulls you into her dreams, her future, her endless energy. But soon reality sets in. Her timeline isn't yours. While you seek stability, she may still seek exploration, rebellion, or freedom. What she admires now may annoy her later. If you don't prepare for that shift, you'll one day realize you've been clinging to a version of her that no longer exists. With someone older, time feels at first like balance. Her wisdom steadies your ambition. But as years pass, the gap grows harder to ignore. You may be entering your prime while she confronts decline. You may be expanding while she's learning to let go. At first, you pretend it doesn't matter. Later, it casts a shadow. If never spoken, it becomes resentment. Attraction blinds men to time, but time never blinds itself. It whispers the same question: can you grow in the same direction even though you began from different points? If yes, the bond defies age. But if no, the clock becomes your enemy. Every year deepens the cracks. What once felt like destiny begins to feel like delay. Time cannot be beaten, only respected. Every relationship carries a cost, but with age gaps, the cost is amplified. At first, it feels like you've won, like you found someone who gives you what others can't. But beneath it all, silent debts are accumulating. If she's younger, the cost may be your time, patience, and energy. She may crave adventure while you're craving permanence. You may find yourself guiding, teaching, even parenting. At first, flattering. Over time, draining. One day, you may realize you've been carrying her rather than building with her. If she's older, the cost shifts. She may steady you, but are you ready to carry her past? Her disappointments, her scars, her weight, they don't disappear. Sometimes you'll become the target of expectations you never agreed to. Her maturity may ground you, but it can also suffocate if it turns to control. And then there's the social cost. The stares, the whispers, the need to constantly justify yourself. At first you brush it off, later it chips at you. Unless you're clear, those outside voices become inside doubts. And most men don't see these costs until too late. By then, they're too invested, emotionally, financially, sometimes even legally. An escape isn't just painful, it's devastating. The truth is simple. Love should build you. If it only breaks you, then you're not in love. You're in a transaction disguised as romance. Now you see the picture clearly. Age gap relationships aren't only about attraction. They're about power, wounds, time, and exchange. They can feel magnetic, intoxicating, but also dangerous if you step in blind. The younger woman awakens your fear of aging. The older woman exposes your need for comfort and guidance. Either way, the gap forces you to face yourself. Maybe that's why this subject fascinates you. It isn't only about her. It's about what she reflects in you. And here's the truth you must carry. Age gaps are neither good nor bad by default. They are mirrors. They magnify both your strengths and your weaknesses. They can forge you into a stronger man or strip you down completely. The danger isn't her age. The danger is your blindness to your own motives. Are you leading with clarity or hiding in illusion? Are you choosing her because she aligns with your path or because she soothes your fears for now? Men lose themselves when they confuse desire for destiny. Don't make that mistake. If you step into an age gap relationship, do it with eyes wide open, not with unhealed wounds. Choose her for who she is, not the number attached to her. Be honest about the costs, the weight, and the time you'll both carry. Because if you aren't, the end won't just hurt, it will scar. But if you are honest, if you're grounded, if you see past the surface, you can build something rare, something time cannot corrupt, something judgment cannot touch. That's the line separating men who thrive from men who break. So let me ask you, have you ever been in an age gap relationship or secretly wanted one? And if you have, what did it reveal about you? What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.